want to make a deal with the vagina devil.
Good God.
Because that's what I'm afraid of.
But who would exactly
and I'll be able to overcome my
specifically
fears.
afraid of chainsaws?
Well, have you ever been in a corn maze?
Oh, yeah, that's...
Because I've been there. I've done that. I'm afraid of chainsaws. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 9 of our Chainsaw Man special of the Life Is Daijoubu podcast. We are here talking about Chainsaw Man episode 9 today.
I have a question.
Wait, hold it. My name's Cole. That's Sky. That's Thane. Okay, what's your question?
Wait, maybe do the chapters too before you forget those numbers. This covers chapters.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So episode 9 of Chainsaw Man covers the halfway point of chapter 25, where we ended off last week, and then it goes to the end of chapter 28. Was that right? 28? Okay. Because 29 starts next week.
So my question was, are we the definitive Chainsaw Man podcast? Is there other Chainsaw Men podcasts out there?
I'm sure there is. I've not really looked.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure some other anime podcast has like a episodes dedicated to Chainsaw Man.
But none make you as happy as as ours does.
We're the grassroots podcast of chainsaws.
We wear clothes while we do our podcast.
We're the
episodes.
underdogs. We like the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right, guys? We like the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Only the third one.
Oh, never mind, guys. Never mind.
Go listen to another one. That they do like the first Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah,
I've never seen it. I've never watched.
Only
Chainsaw
the first
Massacre.
one is worth watching.
I've only seen the first one.
Only the first one.
They're really
Trust me.
dumb. They're just slashers.
I don't like horror movies. I think they're dumb.
The first one is actually pretty good. It's actually a work of art. The second one is goofy, and the third one is it tried to go back to the dark tone, but it was just boring and dumb. And the fourth one is, I would say it's so bad it's good, but it is bad. It was like one of Matthew McConaughey's first roles, and the most hilarious thing was he jumps on the roof onto a car. He goes, dude! It's like, oh my god! Just look up a compilation of Matthew McConaughey in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think the new generation it's called, and you'll laugh your ass off.
That didn't inspire Fujimoto to do Chainsaw Man, did it?
It actually partially did. The first one, at least.
It's gonna be.
I guess he is
Chainsaw Man Next Generations.
Yeah, I guess he is a film fanatic, though.
Yeah, he is a film buff. In fact, there's a Texas Chainsaw reference in Chainsaw Man beginning where it's a reference to that corpse in the graveyard where Denji's holding Pochita.
Oh, in the dumpster.
No, when he's like a kid.
Oh.
Yeah. Got
it. I never seen the movie. Once again, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I wanted to watch it for Halloween, but I never did.
Anyway, speaking of chainsaws, that was a terrible segue because we were already talking about. I segued to the same subject.
Speaking of the same thing that we're talking about.
Speaking of the same thing we're already talking about, Chainsaw Man. Episode 9 was a good one.
Yeah,
it's intense, and also it was intense. It was sad, and wow, Makima's something else.
Mm-hmm.
It shows that her power scaling is broken. Yeah,
Jinx,
she's broke.
hey, let's kiss.
I don't know if it's a scaling. It's just her power is broken.
Yeah, the ceiling for power scaling has gone way up.
Drastically
shot up.
I absolutely love how like she makes the other devil hunters like cover their eyes, and so that so they don't know like which devil she's contracted with. I think that's such an interesting thing to try to keep that a secret for like high ranking devil hunters, that they have to keep it a secret to the lower ranking ones. I think that's interesting. What?
So speaking of that scene, did she just get rid of the small fry? Because she probably knows the names of the Katana Man and the Snake Girl, right?
Potentially. Yeah, she got rid of all of the small fry, though.
Yeah, and that was I was like, they're getting crushed.
So, before we really dive into our thoughts, just a quick recap. As you saw, we saw the fight. Chainsaw Man fights Katana Man.
Loses
really bad.
Loses in half.
Very much so in half. And then Makima comes back and just basically wipes everybody else. Then Kobeni shows up and saves Denji's body, and then that's the end of the
Hey,
episode.
Kobeni's not so bad after all. She just has to grow a spine.
Or forget that she's even a
Yeah.
human. I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
She forgot. She basically got to the point where she forgot she was scared because she was so
Yeah.
like it was. I'm assuming it's adrenaline. Like she has those skills to do that like kind of stuff, which is why she's able to be a devil hunter. But
Yeah.
it's the adrenaline that kicked in, and then when her adrenaline basically stopped, is when she started freaking out. She's just like, "What am I even doing?"
So I guess going back to after Denji loses and gets cut in half,
Yeah.
and Swordman picks him up by his chainsaw
Yeah.
handle.
I thought that was good.
that in the manga too?
I'll double check that.
Because when he picked it up, I was like, wow, that's probably going to be the only shot of anyone ever grabbing Denji by the handle. And I don't remember if that was in the manga or
I think
not.
Kobeni does it literally the same episode when she grabs him. To,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
shield.
yeah.
She grabs him by the handle at the beginning. Yeah.
Okay, those are probably the last shots then.
It would be volume 4.
It's kind of a weird chainsaw because like those triggers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he picks him up right by the handle.
Yep.
Right by the handle thing. Look at that.
Wow.
Grabs. I'm gonna see if Kobeni does it too.
The throttle. What's it called again?
The pole.
The ripcord.
Ripcord?
Ripcord. Yeah.
Kobeni doesn't grab him directly by the handle, but then holds up his body with the handle. There you have it. The more you know, everybody. The more
Yeah.
you know. This episode, I like you guys just let me pause there and then put it back in
Well, you started the sentence.
I know. It's bad of me. I'm sorry. Forgive me. This episode it has a lot of original content. There was a lot of stuff that wasn't in the manga that was in this episode.
Really?
Yeah. So the entire sequence of Makima getting ready to do her power, like getting the convicts, changing clothes and all
Getting
that
to
stuff.
the temple.
Getting to the temple, yeah, all of that was not in the manga. That's all 100% original to the anime. You see her tell those two that she's with, saying, "I need you to get the convicts, and I need you to get the temple, and I need to change your clothes." And then the next thing you see is people blowing up, essentially.
Yeah.
You don't see any of the stuff we saw in the anime, which is really cool. I really like that they're able to take those liberties and add things to the
Kind of fill in the holes.
the manga to fill in the holes and also improve pacing as well. Because without that, the pacing is just bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
And it works a lot better for this medium, whereas just the all of a sudden blowing up people works really well in the manga. That's my 2 cents on that. Good stuff, Mappa. Good stuff.
Yeah, I had some other things.
Although,
go ahead, Thane.
although I'm thinking if Makima did know their names, she's probably trying to test Chainsaw Man to see if he really can take out Katana Man. But
Shh. We'll save that for the spoiler section.
yeah.
So another thing that I thought was interesting too, though, because I really vaguely remember Kobeni from the manga, if at all. I don't really remember that much. And then seeing her pull out all her ninja moves, and then at the very end, she uses Denji's lifeless corpse as a body shield to take a couple
Genius.
bullets.
That's genius.
Yeah. I was just
Yeah.
like, dang, how did she go from somebody I absolutely despise to like, she's pretty rad. What the heck? That whole sequence was really cool for her. But I don't remember. I mean, we'll probably save that for the spoiler part too. But I can't remember if she gets better or if she just sucks.
I find
Yeah.
it very funny how you and the majority of the loud people on the internet also didn't like Kobeni. I don't understand the Kobeni hate personally.
I like her character for being a stuttering fool.
I
It's like,
think-
haha, she's funny.
I think she makes complete sense. I think she was exactly what any one of us would have been in those situations.
yeah.
And
That's
just
me for real.
and so I imagine it's like you see that and maybe it's like subconsciously you think that's lame, that's just normal person.
Well, it's also like, why is she a devil hunter? You should expect these sorts of things.
Well, she's either gonna go get banged for money or devil hunter for money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she probably should have went and got.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Wow.
obviously,
she should have went on the bang bus.
Well, no. Obviously, she has moves like that. So I think it was, for me anyway, and I'm assuming most of the people's, what they show Kobeni in the beginning, what she is sucks, but you see what her potential is in this episode. You're like, oh, okay, well, I don't hate her as much. You know what I mean?
I really like Kobeni as a character personally, so I was very confused by all the hate, to be honest, but
Does
I
my
don't-
reasoning make sense to you?
Sure, I guess. I mean, you see her not be very exciting and fun, and this is a shonen, so
Yeah, and
that's
then
kind of what you want is exciting and fun.
she also stabbed Aki, tried to kill Denji.
She didn't mean to hit Aki. She meant to kill Denji.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
But it wouldn't have worked.
Still one of her teammates.
It wouldn't have worked
But-
anyways.
In the circumstances, that's how you get out. That's your get out of jail free card right
yeah,
there.
well,
Give up
I-
Denji and you
I
win.
I
You get out.
disagree with her choice.
Oh, sure, you can disagree
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah,
I don't agree with it either.
Yeah, nobody.
Well, and that's
nobody
why
in
I
their right mind
dislike her,
agrees
though.
with it. Like,
Which I think was Fujimoto's intentions, was for you to not like this character.
I don't know. I don't think he ever intended for you to not like them. I think he actually intended people to potentially relate to her.
yeah, like in a normal situation, yeah, you'd be a blubbering, stuttering mess.
Any normal person like us that would see this kind of thing, I'm sure would react exactly the same.
And
we'd all be freaking out.
Once again, though, I bring up the fact that she is a devil hunter, and I don't think she acted like what a devil hunter would act like in that situation, especially where your whole job is to hunt devils. Granted, you guys, I agree with you saying that that's how probably a normal person would act, but none of the other devil hunters were anywhere.
They would also act
Except
like
for that other
her
guy that was with
and that
her.
other guy. It would be one
Yeah.
of those two. Like,
I guess side note as well. I feel like I'm just I'm becoming a Kobeni stan. I guess I'm not trying to be. I don't really care that much about the character. I like to defend it though. So Arai, her buddy,
Mm-hmm.
like he was also freaking out because they were both new.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
both were new to the job in general, and then they get thrown into this very not normal for their job kind of situation. And she didn't freak out and stab him until day 3.
That's true.
It had been 3 days of them being in there without food because Power ate it all.
Yeah, and
all they had was water.
I guess I also didn't consider that they are very new to devil hunting as well.
Yeah. I think all of her actions are completely justified. And so I thought it was really strange to see the entire internet kind of blow up and have a big stink about her. But we did get a good meme out of it. Kobeni made a contract with the sloppy blowjob devil.
yeah,
That's the meme. It's hilarious. Good stuff, internet.
yeah.
Back to this actual episode that we've been watching. Overall, very impressed just with the fact they added new content to it to tie things together. I thought that was great. I'm really happy they did that. And I really like the way they animated it as well. They clearly put detail into it, even to the point, and this doesn't mean I was looking closely, but to the point that Makima's clothes didn't fit her because they were a little bit too big. I checked it out.
Wow.
You paused and rewound a couple times.
A couple times.
Another thing I thought was really interesting too, though, is not only did we see a lot of weird things happen with Makima, like you're really questioning who the freak this chick is now at this point, but people around her are terrified and freaking out. And they're like, they're resigning. The other two at the end said like, "Hey, we're
We're not your division, by
Yeah,
the way.
we're
We're
not
just
gonna go with
here.
you."
We're just
Yeah.
chilling.
I did love her line at the end too to that one guy who
Dude,
he's like,
savage.
he's like, yeah, I'm retiring, but also like, did you know all this was gonna happen? And then she's just like, I can't talk
Sorry.
with civilians about this, and it's just like, oh,
Yeah, that
Damn.
was a freaking cold
yeah,
line. dude.
mic
It was
drop.
good. That's a good line. Overall, though, good episode.
Yeah.
Well, I think that covers our little recap of the episode, our little review on the episode. Now we're going to jump into the spoiler zone. If you do not want spoilers, do not continue listening.
Oh yeah. I also want to mention how Kobeni pretty much did a self-inflicted gunshot on that old woman.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, shoot. Before we get into the
Yeah.
spoiler zone, let's talk about that really quick. I don't think that was in the manga.
Poor bro.
I'm gonna see if I can look.
Our poor bro took a bullet for.
in the neck and the brain.
Yeah, he like jumped in front of.
He got hit first and then
Yeah.
turned around to
Yeah.
jump in front of
Yeah.
the other shot. Like that was really like gamer of him. Like he's a
And
real
then that's when
hero.
her adrenaline kicked in. Just went.
She gets behind an old woman.
Also,
gotta
it does
see.
that one thing that we all hate, where it like cuts from, like, oh, how did this happen? Well, you want to see 5 seconds ago, and it's like just play it all in order or something.
Yeah.
They showed just little bits.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad as what we were with Kyoso Giga.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I think
Just-
that little
they should have
sequence-
they should have showed Kobeni walk to the streets like, what? How did she survive? And then it shows how she survived. She was like flipped and killed that. Then it cuts as soon as it showed the granny take a bullet to the brain. It should have cut, and she starts charging
Yeah.
at the guys. That's how it should have been done.
I think Kyoso Giga comes out on Friday, right?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that
So
how-
Yeah,
that's a
there's one of the-
minor
Spoilers.
spoiler, I guess.
That's one of the gripes we have with that show. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah,
episode.
so that little sequence of showing how Kobeni got out of it is not in the manga.
Oh.
In fact, the only thing you get is a panel showing Arai on the ground and the grandma on the ground. And in the anime, we saw the grandma get shot in the head. In the manga, she just has a bullet in the chest.
Wow.
And so you don't actually see how Kobeni got out of it. So that was
Yeah.
added into the manga to change it up a little bit, which is interesting. Other than that, though, it's 1-for-1.
Also, rip all those side characters that were at the bar.
I know, they literally got introduced the last
Yeah.
episode and now they're all dead.
Yeah.
Just like Himeno.
Oof.
Yeah.
I guess she wasn't introduced last episode, but she basically was.
So real quick before we go into spoilers too, though, what'd you guys think of the outro?
Oh, that
Oh.
was good.
I enjoyed the song.
I like the
Yeah.
artist Amir. She does some good stuff. She did Demon Slayer opening too.
I did enjoy the song.
Yeah.
I don't know if I cared much for the animation this time
I
around.
thought it was
Yeah.
cool.
It was very
I
cool.
I love that little tracing thing that like shows like something flow up to another thing, and
It's kind of very trippy.
yeah, I like the
was-
trippy stuff.
I'm
s-
okay with it. I
it
just
was
was
like-
different, I guess.
It was intestines. I like the intestines flowing through the intestines and
Definitely
the
not
ghost
my
devil's
favorite.
hand.
It was a good one, but not my favorite so far. One of the better ones. Definitely not a slideshow,
Yeah.
that's for sure. They put a lot of work into that one. But
Yeah.
I think there were 2 frames that they took from the anime this episode, which
Yeah.
is her going and then the
Yeah.
guy's head getting smushed.
Other than that, I'm pretty sure it was all original.
Yeah.
Okay, now we can go ahead and get into the spoiler section. So, sorry about that premature blast right there. We're back with actual spoilers. Now, don't stick around if you don't want spoilers. If you want spoilers, you can stay. Goodness, I need to learn how to talk better.
So
We're in spoiler territory. Okay, you're gone. Bye.
does it
Welcome.
is yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. I just shut me up. Somebody-
Okay. We're here at we're in spoilers in 3, 2, 1. So, is it confirmed that the guns do in fact are the guns part of the gun devil and like possesses people? They like give them a gun and it possesses them to do things?
I don't believe so.
Okay. It's just did they get the guns from the gun devil?
Yes,
Okay.
they definitely did. I don't think it possesses them
Okay. So
because it's the
the
Yakuza that got him from the gun devil.
Oh, okay. And I wonder how Kazuma Kiryu would be as a devil hunter. He's from Yakuza.
Oh, Yakuza. Yeah. I don't know.
He'd probably have the contract with the Dragon Devil. I don't know.
So is this
That'd be awesome.
Obviously Makima has more powers or more contracts with Devil she's made.
Yeah.
Is this the only one that we see for the next little bit?
With her actual contract,
Yeah.
I don't actually know how she does the blowing up things. I do know how she comes back to life.
So it's 2. We saw 2 then
Mhm.
this episode.
She has a contract with, I believe it's the Japanese Prime Minister, that if she dies, she can come back to life if one of the random citizens of Japan gets taken right then and there. And so that's how she come back.
Wait, with the Prime Minister?
Yeah, because she's the devil.
Oh.
Because they're making the contract with her.
Oh.
And that's like what she gets out of the deal kind of thing. I don't understand the temple thing. I really don't. I feel like they don't really tell you, and I think that's part of her character is that you just don't know.
It might be a secluded area that they just own. It's their property, like part of the property, so that they can conduct business on.
No. Not the
Yeah.
fact that they go to the temple,
Oh.
but like
Oh.
just the idea of
Her
her power working. I don't know
Yeah.
how that power works. She just does it. I think it's just one of those things you chalk up as, well, she's the control devil, so why
Yeah.
not, you know? But yeah, the coming back alive, though, I'm almost positive she has to
It's-
deal with the Japanese Prime Minister or something like that, too, to come back if something like that happens.
It's kind of like a Death Note that she used that ability for.
Yeah, it's kind of like that,
Yeah.
I guess. But it's like a 1-for-1, though.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Full Metal, where it's like
equivalent exchange.
Yeah, equivalent exchange.
But you're taking 2 lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 life for another life.
That's
It's
why
equivalent.
That's why she told
No
him to
one's
get
coming
convicts.
back. 2 people die.
That's why she
You're
got
taking 1 life and
convicts.
killing it, and killing the other person.
Correct.
That's
Yeah,
why it's convicts.
the cost is the convict they're killing,
Yeah.
and the thing they get for paying the cost is the death of the person they're targeting.
Yeah, equivalent exchange would be trading 1 life for another. So
That's what they're doing.
They both die.
Oh, I guess that's what. I don't know if that means it's equivalent
Yeah.
exchange. It's
Equivalent exchange would be like, if my friend Willie over there's gone, I can trade my life for his. I'm dead,
Yeah.
he comes back. That's equivalent exchange.
okay.
Equal exchange.
Yeah.
You're taking 2 lives and killing both of them.
Yeah. So it's not equivalent exchange. I don't know why I
Yeah.
reminded. It just was similar.
But no, it is similar.
They're paying the cost that they're paying.
It's what I think would be called a catalyst.
Well, it'd
Yeah.
be just going into the actual world of Chainsaw Man with the devils, because the devils in their contracts, they all have costs. Like Aki gives
Yeah.
up a little bit of his life to use the nail. He gives a bit of his skin to the wolf devil. For this one, the cost is just a human life for another
Yeah.
human life.
Oh, maybe what it is it's you trade a human life to kill another person. So that's the cost.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
Yeah, exactly. That's what exactly
I
it is.
got you confused by saying equivalent exchange.
Okay.
That was my bad.
Yeah.
I for some reason thought that was similar. That's why I brought it up.
I should have thought that too. It's like, wait, that's not. That's
Sorry,
not right.
okay. I was in a
Yeah.
different realm. I see what you
Yeah.
mean though. It's like in order to use, we're just gonna her power. You had to. Someone's dying
It's
in
the
order to shoot
cost.
the gun to
Correct.
kill the other person.
It's
Okay.
the cost.
Do you
Yeah.
think death row exists in this timeline? Like
Well,
in
yeah, it
Japan?
definitely did.
Yeah.
Those convicts that they got were from death row or worse.
Because does Japan have a death row?
I don't know.
I
Apparently
know they
do
have
from
a-
Chainsaw Man.
I know that. I'd have to look that up if they do have like in Japan if they do have like the death penalty.
I would imagine that heinous crimes committed in Japan are far lower than anywhere else.
Yeah.
They don't. They're not even allowed to own guns anyway.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they can't commit murder though. There's still probably convicts that murder.
Oh wait,
people.
no, they do have the death penalty because that Shamrikyo guy, the guy who led that cult, who had the gas bombings in that train, he got hung. So they do have the death penalty.
Well, yeah. I mean, at least in Chainsaw Man, they definitely do because that's where they got these convicts.
So-
Yeah.
they're on the death. They were on death row.
But I don't know if they have it today. I'd have to look that up.
Yeah, I
But
don't
this is
know.
1997, so
Yeah.
they probably do. And I wonder. Oh man, that'd be great if they explore cults in some of the later chapters, like a cult of a devil, like followers. Then again, maybe there is a cult somewhere. Maybe Makima, like some people worship her.
Well,
like
Denji kind of has a cult following.
In real life.
Yeah,
In
he's
real
like
life, people worship Makima.
Oh yeah.
The other thing I was gonna point out, and I pointed it out last episode as well, because they, like I was saying, how they were trying to portray Makima not necessarily as this is the bad guy. They want it to be mysterious and wrapped in mystery. They still have those fallbacks in this episode too. They say things like, "Oh, she's just hiding her contract with the devil." That's why they got the blindfolds. They do all these measures and like make him put an emphasis on it to show that she's not that bad. She's just mysterious, you know. I really like that. I mean, at this point, I think everybody knows that there's something up with her. I just don't think that they would know that she definitely is the bad guy, you know.
Yeah. Well, on the surface, she hasn't done any heinous crimes. Like
She hasn't done anything bad to the cast.
Yeah, she hasn't done anything bad. If anything, she's still trying to catch who now is the main villain that we've seen is Snake Girl and Sword Boy.
Yeah.
Like that's who we see as the bad person.
And thinking about it now, she really doesn't do anything that's like bad to the good guys until like
The Gun Devil shows
until
up.
the Gun Devil, until like that arc, you know, her actual arc of being the bad guy.
That we see anyway, though, right? Because everything else has been orchestrated by her up to this point. Is that correct? Like
No.
that last section we just watched, that wasn't her
She
orchestrating
didn't
that?
tell them to do it, I don't believe.
Okay.
Immediately after this, we'll see this. I don't know if we see it this next episode, but maybe the next episode after that, we see her go to the Yakuza, and she's got this bag of eyeballs, and they're like friends and family's eyeballs, and says like, yeah, like, don't F with us kind of thing. And so like, I don't think she told them to do that, or else he wouldn't have had to threaten them to not do anything else. That said, having a bag of eyeballs is pretty dang evil.
Yeah.
And sure, you're going against the Yakuza that's with that, but and the same thing, it's just not against the good guys, which is why we can just kind of write it off as okay. But when you really think about it, it's pretty bad, pretty messed up.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I can think of other than the end game stuff where she does a quote unquote a bad thing.
It turns out it's the eyes of the Kurta clan.
I don't know what that is.
Hunter Hunter.
Which one's that?
The Kurta clan.
Kurta?
Or is it Krapuka? He's
Kurapika?
red eyes.
I don't know their name.
The Kurta clan.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Hunter Hunter's real good. I don't
Yeah.
remember that name, though.
I
know
it's his
Kurapika.
moment. This is motivation
Yeah, because they're all...
of revenge.
Yeah.
But
That's not a spoiler.
turns out
I don't feel bad about almost saying it.
Yeah.
It's not an actual spoiler.
But turns out Makima did it. She had help from Crollo Lucifer. There, that's your little crossover.
There's
Thanks
your
for that.
Hunter
Yeah.
Hunter crossover. I like Hunter Hunter.
Yeah, I like it too.
Anyway, though, I think that just about wraps up the show. I don't have anything spoiler-esque, manga spoiler-esque for the episode itself. I mean, we talked about all the Makima stuff. I think that's all there really was.
Yeah.
We're gonna have exciting fights deciding round 2 with Chainsaw and Katana.
Yeah, we're gonna see round 2 in the next couple episodes.
And Katana looks cool, but he ain't really all
His
that.
blades were blue. Was
Yeah.
that blood?
It was the
It's
blood
the
from
snake,
the
yeah.
ghost devil.
That's right. That's right.
If in hindsight, he's kind of one of the weaker antagonists because how kind of unprepared for Makima he was. He could have easily been killed by Makima, but he kind of was left to Denji, and Denji kind of wipes the floor with him later. Also, Aki pretty much killed him, but the snake girl.
Yeah, I don't remember how her power works or how she brought him back, but Aki definitely won. But he came back to life.
I remember looking up. Apparently, she gets eaten by her own snake, but they don't show it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think
I
that's.
don't remember that either.
So I hope they actually show her death to actually visualize it. But who knows?
You don't see Katana Man die. You just see him show back up later as like one of like Makima's like.
Yeah. He gets
pets,
arrested at the end of
if
this
you will.
arc while
Yeah.
missing his testicles.
Oh, I don't know if
Yeah.
he's missing them. They're bits and pieces still there, but yeah. So I guess before we go, we can talk a little about the chapter that came out today. Unless Skylar didn't read it again.
I read it.
Skylar read it.
Good.
This is a chapter 100 and something.
Yeah.
It's the latest chapter of Chainsaw Man. This chapter we saw, I guess spoilers for the chapter. We saw Yoru. Wait, it's not Yoru.
Yasa.
Yasa.
Asa.
Yoru's
Asa.
Asa's the good one.
Yeah.
Yoru's the devil.
Yeah.
Asa. We saw Asa and Denji go to the aquarium
And she sucks.
Yeah.
she sucks.
She's a horrible date.
Denji was not having a good time.
I
He just
want
wanted
to
see
see
some
penguins.
I thought that was funny. He's like, I don't care about starfish. Can we go look at the
It's like,
penguins?
we gotta be
Yeah.
here for another 30 minutes talking about starfish. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Like 30 minutes. I'm leaving.
But that's basically the chapter, and then all of a sudden,
He's like, that bastard's back from hell. And I'm like, oh, we're doing this again.
Yeah, it's the Eternity
The
Devil.
Eternity Devil's back.
Yeah. Except I think it's going to be a fiend this time. Someone
wait
embodied.
a second, that was the Eternity Devil?
Yeah, he says that bastard's back from hell and then shows a long
Yeah,
hallway.
after that, I was like, oh, this is a setup. But I also was like, dang, I wonder if...
And also that chick with the ripcord earrings finally revealed herself as the Famine Devil.
Yeah.
Is that one? That's one of the four horsemen. Is the famine?
Yeah. Did they mention the four horsemen before?
Yeah,
Oh.
I believe so.
Oh, so there's war, famine.
Control.
Oh, yeah, this because they said they're sisters.
Yeah, and Makima was one
Yeah.
of the four horsemen. She
Oh,
was
really?
The control
So what's
devil.
the
was
fourth one then?
There's
It's-
famine,
it's
pestilence,
death.
war, and death. So
I think they just replaced pestilence with control. I guess I don't know, but
Oh.
Makima was the one.
I see.
I guess that's true. It is the Eternity Devil. I didn't really think that didn't click in my head when I saw the panel. I probably can't see it on the camera. When I saw the panel of the hallway, I didn't think anything of it.
is Chainsaw Man the Death Devil?
No,
Maybe
he's
'cause
not
he
a
can-
horseman.
He can erase people.
He's not a horseman though. He's the chainsaw devil.
Have they already established that?
That he's the chainsaw
No,
devil?
no. They already established the fourth
Yeah.
horseman.
Yeah, at one point they definitely said it.
Oh, okay.
It's when Makima. It's okay. I guess they don't explicitly say that these are the four horsemen, if you will. But it's the scene when Makima is talking to Kishibe, and she's just all like, "Do you remember what the Nazis did to the Jews?" And then he's just like, "What? No, I don't know what those are, you know." And he just goes on to talk about that. And then they say, "Think about it. If we didn't have any war, famine, this, and this."
Oh, she names them there.
She names them there.
Yeah.
Then the world would be better or whatever.
Oh, so it's blatantly obvious that's not Denji.
Yes, blatantly
Yeah.
obvious. Denji's the hero of hell. He's the one trying to stop it, if you will. I don't know if he's not actually trying to stop it, but he's the one to win it, if you will. Yeah, that's interesting, though.
He's Hell's emissary, Spider-Man.
I really didn't recognize that was the Eternity Devil until you guys literally said it right now.
Yeah, after that setup, I was like, dang, I wonder if Fujimoto
Eternity
planned that where
Eternity
just after
Devil's
the Eternity
back.
Devil arc, he brings it right back. Because that was a really good arc.
Yeah, totally.
And Cole and I were talking about this earlier. That arc, I remember it from the manga, but rewatching it now, I'm like, wow. Like, I'm so looking forward to Chainsaw Man because I like that arc so much. And then you were saying how that's the arc that got you addicted to
Yeah,
it.
so when I was reading it originally, like, I kind of read it slowly up until the Eternity Devil arc. I read through the Eternity Devil arc, and then I read the rest of the manga that day after I read the Eternity Devil. Like, I was
Really?
hooked
Wow.
from right then and there.
That's a lot of chapters. in
Oh,
one
yeah,
day.
it totally was. It was a Saturday, thank goodness, but, like, yeah. I remember just laying in my bed all Saturday reading Chainsaw Man from the Eternity Devil onward, so... Dang, dude, I'm excited now. I didn't think that... I didn't realize that.
Yeah, when you were
Wow.
saying you're like, that's a chapter, I was like, did I see something wrong? Is there something I'm
Yeah.
missing? 'Cause
I just
pretty,
didn't read the context clues.
I was pretty pumped. I'm like, dang, dude. I'm excited because it's going to be the Eternity Devil, but like Thane was saying, I wonder what the spin on it or what the difference is going to be.
If he's a fiend this time.
Yeah, and also...
he can just warp through. He's just playing Scooby-Doo with himself. I'm right
Yeah.
here. Hey, I'm here. Over here.
But also, like, the famine chick showed up, too, though, and it's like...
Yeah.
I thought she was the bad guy doing this. I assumed that she was the one doing the hallway thing. That's why when I saw the
see.
hallway, I was like, oh, it's the famine devil. But looking at it now, like, how would that even work?
Yeah.
Those powers wouldn't work.
Especially where Denji says that bastard's back from hell.
Oh, my goodness. This sets it up even so much better now that I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it. Because the famine just got done telling Asa that she was going to starve she was going to starve Asa to... doing stuff like falling for Denji or something so that Denji could become a good weapon for her, you know?
Yeah.
And now the Eternity Devil's there, so like that's a great amount of time to starve somebody's eternity. Like, wow.
Yeah.
We just got done saying how they were there for 3 days and they were starving there too. Like,
yeah.
I feel dumb that I didn't see that now, but now
They
that
better
I know,
not hurt the penguins.
No, I'm sure the penguins are just fine.
Yeah.
Payne, don't you?
I think he's gonna bring up the penguins. Maybe like there's gonna be a penguin in danger or something, and Denji's gonna go off his way to save the penguin.
What I'm excited about now, just thinking about that, is like, obviously this next chapter, the next 2 chapters, we're gonna see Denji turn into Chainsaw Man. So Asa's gonna see it. She's gonna know by the end of this little mini arc or whatever it is gonna be. She's gonna know that he's Chainsaw Man for sure.
Yeah, and my bold prediction is that these two are gonna team up and become like just a badass.
Well, that's
couple
just
to
your
get out of
shipping,
here.
shipping mind thinking.
You can't
Oh yeah,
be,
I'm gonna be right.
Fujimoto's gonna say, "Oh, you want to ship them? I'm gonna tear it apart. I'm gonna rip it apart."
I'm surprised not many people shipped Kobeni and Denji that much.
Do they have a lot more scenes?
There's a little bit more scenes later on. You won't see it in this
There's
season.
that little date.
Well, technically that's not even Denji, but after that stuff, Denji and Kobeni have a scene too.
Gosh, I'm gonna have to go back.
It's not
and
like
reread
super
it.
sentimental as it was. This one kind of was, but
Yeah.
I'm almost surprised they didn't get shipped. Maybe it's because Kobeni's 20 or something like that.
Yeah,
People felt weird about shipping.
Denji's a minor.
That. Yeah, I'm sure that's probably a big reason to it, but. Anyway, that's the show.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening and watching to this episode of Chainsaw Man Life Is Daijoubu special. We hope you guys had a good one. We hope you guys enjoyed the episode. And we'll see you in the next one. Also, look out for the main episodes. This week we're talking about Kyoso Giga. So look forward to that. It's a wild ride. That's what it was. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And next week, Chainsaw Man. We'll see you guys then. Have a good week. Take care and have a good
day.
life.
Have a good life.
Bye.
Have a good year. I don't remember what Todd Dad said.
Bye, bye.
Have a good rest of your December.